Hey everyone, Vulsker here. I'm bringing you my review of Absolute Carnage issue number 1, followed by the first two side comics that released recently. We have Absolute Carnage Separation Anxiety, which is a one-shot story, and then Absolute Carnage Scream issue 1. You want to know what I think about them? Let's talk about it. Oh, here we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and kick this off with what I think about Absolute Carnage issue 1. So, I loved it. I easily have to say this is probably one of the ones that really have me hooked right now. I love the fact that we're getting into a major storyline, spiritual successor to Maximum Carnage, where it's basically Carnage versus the Marvel Universe. In this issue, you get to see a little bit of backstory of what's currently going on with Brock and this little boy that he has following around with him, aka believed to be his brother. You get to see some Spider-Man, Venom love going on, and I don't mean that in a gay way, I'm just saying you get to actually see them partner up, which is really fucking sweet. And then it all comes full circle at the end, which I'm not too familiar with, but the situation is it stems from the results of a carnageized Green Goblin. So that's pretty interesting. I want to see where this is going. I'm still a little shy on full details, but it kicks off talking about the symbiote god and the planet that was in a previous storyline. I would definitely recommend it. If you're Venom, Carnage, Spider-Man fan, you like this kind of shit, absolutely do it. Check it out. And if you're like me, I thought this was going to be issue 1 through 5, 1 through 6 kind of shit. It is. But it's actually going through November, I believe, and issue 5 is that month. So they're actually filling the next few months in with a lot of side issues that go into the story. Which brings us to these two. I want to start with Separation Anxiety. So, it's a one-shot story, and it takes place, story evolves around the 4 of the 5 cloned symbiotes from, was it the Life Foundation, or it's blanking me right now, but the Life symbiotes. And it's literally a horror film in a comic book. I was not expecting this, and I was a little shocked when I read it, because it gets dark. And all I'm going to say about this is if you like how brutal Carnage can get, and you like horror films, and you like comic books, check it out. It literally, like I said, is a one-shot story. There's not going to be any other issues. And this actually ends with stating it's going to continue in the next issue of Absolute Carnage. So this is it. But it's badass. And I literally read it and I was like, the fuck am I reading? This is literally a horror film. It takes place in Colorado, and basically a family is involved. That's all I'm going to say. And then we have Scream, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is actually the 5th of the cloned symbiotes. And this one is really interesting because I don't know a whole lot of these, about the cloned ones. And basically, she's one of the, brutal, crazy ones, and she actually kind of has a little bit more of a history kind of in the comics. Like, what am I trying to say? Like, numerous popular characters, and it's just how these are, the resurrections and how it's going. And I don't want to go too far into it, but you got symbiotes through all 3 of these taking over dead bodies and bones, and it's insane. And you see one of the original hosts basically trying to fight the new host and then get taken back over, and then another one of the hosts that was involved now trying to fight it. It's chaotic. It really is. And as a novice, I do apologize on the sparse there of details, but it's interesting. And I'm curious to see where this goes. And honestly, where all three of these go, especially the main one. But these to me kind of tie in the most because you get to really see the creepy, eerie skeleton host symbiote. Like, it's really fucking odd. And it's even like throwing some of the characters off in here, like, well, they're literally taking over bones. Like, what is going on? So I'm excited, and I know this week, I believe they're supposed to continue, if I'm correct, Deadpool versus Absolute Carnage and Venom, and then Absolute Carnage issue 2, I believe. Don't quote me on that, is this week. But I'm super excited to see where these are going. I definitely recommend them if you are, Spider-Man or Symbiote fan, those storylines. But going back to what I mentioned earlier, when I dove into this, I thought this was all it was going to be, with a little bit of, here or there. No, we're looking at, I believe it's a 29-issue story arc that ends in November. And what's nice about this is it is going to stem over. You got the Avengers, the Scream issues, then you have Immortal Hulk, Miles Morales, Venom issues intertwined. So they're kind of branching out in a bunch of different ways, and I really like the idea of it, and I'm totally diving in for the full experience, which you guys will know all about. But I do definitely recommend, if you ask me, Absolute Carnage, totally, easily a 4 out of 5. Separation Anxiety, I'll say about 3.5, 4. It's not very comic booky, but definitely will appease any comic book horror fans that love Marvel. And then Scream, I'd say I'd probably give it 3.5. There's a lot of details like I'm really scarce on, but it had me wanting to know more, so I'm definitely excited to see where these go. I'd pick them up if I were you. Let me know what you think about it. If you want to go ahead and send me a comment below, tell me your thoughts and opinions on the books, my review. If you want to know more about my content or when it's being posted, feel free to toss me a subscribe. Notifications, they'll let you know, ping you once I get videos up. Or if you just want to know kind of what I'm going through kind of in and out of my day, I post a lot of shit on Twitter. So please feel free to follow me if you want. It's twitter.com/Vulsker. But that's all I got, guys. Just want to say thank you for joining me. Vulsker out.
Shit, where's he at? He's right behind. Oh, good job.
Go.
Screw it, go, let's go. Go to the shit hut. He's hurt really bad. Nice. Get in the shit hut.